All right, well, as you just saw there, the very latest on Delta, kind of getting updated with the latest information from the governor. Well, here's what we got going on. Just want to show you what's currently happening with Delta as we speak. A Category 4 system right now. Again, it's still a little bit compact. It means small. Right now, hurricane force winds only extend about 25 miles from the center. That doesn't seem like much, but it is expected to grow a much larger wind field as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, it's targeting somewhere just around Cozumel and Cancun, which is at the very tip of the Yucatan Peninsula right here. Could still be a Category 4 storm as it makes landfall probably later on tonight, heading into early tomorrow. But as you see here, this is the key. The winds are at 140 miles per hour, heading west-northwest at 16 miles per hour. And again, it's now about 260 miles east-southeast of Cozumel, Mexico. So as you see, we've had a lot of organization, rapid intensification. When we left you yesterday, it was only a Category 1. Well, now it's a Category 4. That's a big jump in really just a matter of hours. Now, when you look at the big picture here, you can see the cone. It's pretty concise here. Again, the key for us, I think, going long range, we need to see what happens as it moves across the Yucatan Peninsula. That land interaction and maybe even some interaction from Gamma. I'm hoping that we get a little bit of cooler water out there. You see how it kind of weakens a little bit to a Category 3 out there. But then I think as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico, warm waters out there, and this thing is going to start to balloon up again. And I mean, by ballooning up, I mean larger in size and also intensifying back to a Category 4 storm out there. Now, eventually, as you see here, Category 3 and starting to veer back towards the northeast. Again, steering winds will eventually take this system back towards the state of Louisiana. As you see the cone right now, as they were saying, ignore the cone, ignore that center track, because again, this doesn't show you impacts. This only shows you how much wiggle room right now. And as you see, the cone over the last day and a half has shrunk a little bit, mainly just to include the state of Louisiana. And again, this is calling for a Category 3, the National Hurricane Center, just before landfall. I do believe that we're going to run into some wind shears, some dry air ahead of this system, and even some cooler waters out there, and that will hopefully kind of weaken this system as it drives through the area a little bit. Still Category 1, and you see that's exactly where we sit. Here's the Mississippi River, could be moving across this, and unfortunately, if this is the current path, if it doesn't move at all, well, then we get the stronger winds right on this side. That's talking Livingston, Ascension, East and West Feliciana, everything down towards Assumption and all the way to St. Mary Parish. You can see a pretty sizable storm surge here. And yes, we're going to be talking about some very strong winds, obviously, around the capital area. We could see some gusts, maybe up to about 75, 80, maybe even up to 100 miles per hour, depending on how strong that system is as it arrives to our coastline. And just kind of showing you overall track. Look at the consistency here. We've got it moving towards the west, and it's just when does it move back towards the northeast is really going to be the key here. All these tropical models are showing right on top of us at this point. Not a lot of wiggle room. Again, there still is the chance that it can move a few miles west here, a few miles back towards the east in the long term, but it does look like we're going to see some impacts here in Louisiana, obviously. You can see the European model goes a little bit further west, closer towards Lake Charles, but still the stronger winds sitting around Acadiana and even closer to us. Again, that may be far enough away that we may see just minimal impacts, and then it drives through the area. Should be a quick mover, and I think that's going to be the key in the long term. It's not going to dump the rain that we, again, not those astronomical amounts. We're not talking 25 plus, but we are talking maybe 6 to 10 inches in some places. Again, it just depends on where those feeder bands kind of set up. And as you see here, obviously, this model, the American model, the GFS, goes a little bit closer to the capital area, driving that water inland around Vermilion Bay and St. Mary Parish, and then driving up. So we're talking around the Morgan City area, and then driving back through the capital with some pretty strong winds. Again, still looking at hurricane force winds as that system drives past our viewing area. And then it should race out of here. By the time we're already talking Sunday, that system is out of the viewing area. And then things are looking pretty good as we continue to move forward. And again, notice big picture out there. What I do want to point out is, again, 40+ mile-an-hour winds. So the possibility of tropical storm force winds, very likely with this system. Hurricane force winds, well, that probability is continuing to climb. And obviously, we've got to see what happens as the system moves into the Gulf of Mexico at this point. But again, I think the possibility for hurricane force winds, it's definitely in the realm of things, so obviously at this point. So again, just be aware of that. And as you see, big picture, again, we've got a lot of dry air out west, but I don't think that's really going to matter. This is just a remnant low, so gamma minimal impacts now with this system as it continues to move forward, and it's small enough right now that, again, that dry air from the other side of the system, from the eastern side, not really going to play a role at this point. So when you kind of look at the picture out here, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, I think these numbers are going to start to jump a little bit as we get closer to the system making its arrival. Obviously, we're going to have more and more updates as we continue to move forward. We're also going to have another update at 4 o'clock. So we should have the new information coming out from the National Hurricane Center. So again, it's the latest advisory, and see if there's any adjustments to the track or intensity of the system as it looks to make its way towards our area. But otherwise, make sure you tune in. We'll obviously be doing that stream on beourproud.com, so you can do that or download our free app or tune in tonight at 5 o'clock for the very latest information. Thanks for joining us.